Hello. Hi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be running you through my July houseplant favorites. Today we have a bougie list. Normally my favorite houseplant lists compose of, you know, more common houseplants, but today we're getting bougie. That's why I have the wine. It's a bougie list. So grab a glass of wine and maybe we have some of the same favorite houseplants for July. July was kind of a train wreck month for me. I got really depressed and stressed out because of the wedding. Not like depressed to get married, because that's like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life, but depressed because of all the stress of it. Like when I get stressed out, I don't deal with it the best. I just kind of sleep forever. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with my houseplants in July, and in July total on my channel, I only posted I think 4 videos because the mental health wasn't there, so I couldn't be there. Does that make sense? And I took a bunch of time off. That's why we're doing every day now, because I missed this and I'm here and I'm ready to be back. Let's go. Before we get any further into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. Maybe you're binge watching my videos and you just forgot to hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the community. I also have a Patreon you can join if you want more extra Plant Me Ashley content. It costs $1 to join the community, and there are additional tiers from there, like the $5 tier end up gets you on the end card, which you'll see at the end of this video. I said all of that without breathing. Anywhoosies, the first favorite houseplant of the month, which is by far my favorite houseplant I own right now, is my Aetherium Plumanii. This guy is just huge. I love him. I love him so much. He was sitting at a succulent day for a really long time, and then they discounted him, I'm pretty sure, and I was able to get him in the bag, if you know what I mean. So that's exciting. He doesn't take a lot. I have had one of these before, but I had a Fruffles, which is a little bit of a different variety. Fruffles is the variety that I showed you guys yesterday. That was at Edwards. And that one is really nice, but it's a little too like tough for me. Like the leaves, they just feel really tough. So I really like this one a lot more. It reminds me of a jungle plant, I think, which is why I like it so much. It just feels very like in the dinosaur days, like what would have been around. So I just feel like, I don't know, it brings a little bit of the forest into my house. Same thing with the palm trees that I just have around now. Not palm. Are you a palm tree? It's a palm, I'm pretty sure. The next houseplant on my list is the Variegated Burl Marks. I had one of these before, and I don't know if it was just the condition the plant was in or if it was the type of variegation on the leaves, but I did not really like it. So I actually gave it to my BFF Harley. So she actually has that houseplant now, and I'm pretty sure it's doing really great. I only gave it to her, it was during the quarantine, maybe a month ago. We did a trade or whatever. Wow, I did that so good. I've been trying to teach myself that tongue pop. Wow, I was just hoping that would be good, and it was so good. Okay. Yeah, so she has that one, and then I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna get one of those again. The reason I like the one that I have, which is sitting right here behind me, is it looks so much like a Philodendron Mikens, which, like, not to be salty, but I've been into that plant since before anyone knew about that plant. Like, not anyone, but before it became like a mainstream name that everyone else knew. And I'm not trying to be like, wow, I'm such a hipster, because I'm not a hipster. It's just that I actually really like that plant. It's not like a fad for me, and a couple other people right now who are like talking about it are like, oh my gosh, yeah, I want it so bad, it's so expensive. And the other reason people really like it too is because it's a huge collector's plant, and they're like anywhere from like $2,000 to $7,000. So they're expensive. It's not a plant I will ever own in the near future unless someone wants to be really nice to me. It just bothers me because it's a fad now to like that plant, and I've always liked that plant. You can go and look on my Instagram to my original wish list, which I posted like over 100 weeks ago, and that's the first plant on the list, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, it doesn't really matter, but this is my favorite. One of my favorites from last month, just because the new leaves that have come in, there's these 3 right here, this one, and this one, they just have very similar splattering patterns to the Philodendron Mikens, which is the ultimate houseplant in my opinion. If I could choose between that and a Spiritus Sancti, I would not even hesitate. It would be Ilsamanii. If I had to sell my entire collection to own an Ilsamanii, I would do it. That's how much I love that plant. It's how much I've always loved that plant. Come for me all you want. I love that plant. The next houseplant on my list is the Philodendron Paradiso Verde. The one that I got is so nice. I went from really disliking this plant even though I owned it to really, really liking it in the last month. It's just so interesting and neat to look at, and it's giving me a new friend. It's growing, which means that it's probably easy to grow. But I like it now, and that's all that matters. The next houseplant on my list is the Ceropegia woodii String of Hearts and Variegated String of Hearts. Obviously, this has been one of my favorite plants for a couple months now, probably 5 months. It's just phenomenal. I mean, especially like with how well it grows. It's just so good, and oh, I just freaking love it. And I could never have too much of it. It's good because you can just put it anywhere and it'll just dangle down and be perfect. It's like, okay, didn't know a plant could make me feel insecure about myself, but here we are. And I don't know, it's just so wonderful. And the fact that they're just little heart-shaped, like I feel like I've talked about this plant so many times in my monthly favorites video. It feels like disingenuous just talking about it again when I've already said everything. But yeah, it's just incredible. It grows literally every single day. Like you can literally see the growth, not like see it getting longer, but you wake up every day and you're like, and then on top of that, it flowers like all of the time and it responds to the light in such unique ways. It's good. The next houseplant on my list is the Hoya Carnosa compacta variegata. And this one I've had mixed feelings about for a while because I always loved the Hoya Monoloa, which is reverse variegated Hoya Carnosa compacta. And that's basically the Hoya Crimson Princess, Hoya Carnosa Crimson Princess one, but compacted, right? I didn't like as much the Hoya Carnosa compacted variegata, like the normal one where it's variegated on the outside, like a Crimson Queen. I think variegation on the inside is always superior because it creates more interesting looks on the leaf. Like the patterning and just the way that it variegates itself just looks better in my opinion, because it's not just green and white. There's green and white and yellow and light green and really dark green and sometimes spots of white and maybe some red. And I just think that's so much better than just green and white, which is what the normal Hoya Carnosa compacta is like. But in the last month, in July, I picked up 2 of the Hoya Carnosa compactas, and they were both from local places in town. Well, technically one I picked up in August. I picked it up 2 days ago, but you know, I'm making this video now, so everything before now, even though it's August 13th, was July. And it's just because they've been so cheap here, so it's hard to see a plant like that. Anything variegated, if it's a Hoya, I always buy it, as long as it's not like, you know, ridiculously expensive. Or a variegated Hoya Carry, I do not like those. But yeah, and one of the ones that I bought was $12, and the newest one I just bought was $19. And I don't know, it's just good. I've just been liking it more lately, I think, than my Monoloa, but I don't expect that to last. The next houseplant on my list is my massive Philodendron Mexicanum out of a Palencia hybrid that I got from the Potted Elephant. It's iconic. I gushed about it in my house tour 2 days ago, and I think it's incredible. The back of the leaves look like a philodendron painted lady, but if it was red. And the shape of the leaves are just long, and it has the biggest lobes ever. Like, no philodendron I've seen, which I know that there's definitely philodendrons that I'm just like not aware of, but like the way that the Mexicanum's lobes grow, they're like dog ears, and it's just crazy because you don't normally see leaves with big top lobes. Like with the Atabapoense, they go up and it kind of looks like a miniature Spiritus Sancti, but the Mexicanum, it's like huge. So when you combine the Mexicanum and the Atabapoense, the lobe shape is just outrageous. So I just think that it's really cool, and I also love how it grows. Even though it hasn't been growing in good humidity, the leaves are still coming out really big, which is nice, and that's not something I've seen with other houseplants. So I wonder if it's just 2 larger leaf aeroids that when you mix them, they just kind of are bigger naturally. But it's nice, and I love it. It's definitely probably my second favorite houseplant. The second to last houseplant on my list is the Philodendron Mikens. And it's very specifically the Mikens that I got from Aetherium Botanicals. And it's doing really good. I just, you can just tell like the quality that Aetherium Botanicals puts into their houseplants and in the care that they put into specifically shipping their houseplants, because that one is better than all of the other Mikens that I have ordered. Like one of them was from that houseplant shop we don't talk about anymore because of that whole thing. Those ones are still like recovering. That's these ones. And those are still recovering from the shipping. Like even my one from Ill Exotics downstairs is in phenomenal shape. Philodendron with those little leaves, if you just toss them up and throw them around the hanger, they just get destroyed. And I think that the care that Aetherium took in packaging that plant. The last houseplant on this list is a plant that I never really liked, but have recently gotten very into, which is my Philodendron Florida Ghost Mint. And I would have never been able to afford this plant if Aroid Market hadn't sent me one as a sponsor. Their plants came in such good condition, I just can't even believe it, because oh my gosh, like not a single one of the plants that they sent me has died or have I had problems with or anything like that. The mint ghost that they sent me is just like the most beautiful mint ghost I think I've like ever seen, like even on Instagram, except for, you know, the big ones, because mine's immature, but it's just, it's so good, dude. Like, oh my gosh. And it's putting out a new leaf right now, so I cannot wait to see what that looks like once it's done putting out that leaf. It's just good. It's good. And I really like how it looks like, almost like staticky, like the pattern on it. So those are my top 10 favorite houseplants. Well, I don't know why I said 10. Are there 10? 1, 2, 3. My top 8 favorite houseplants from July. But then I also wanted to run you through my favorite genuses, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 philodendron on my houseplant favorites list for this month. But I wouldn't even put philodendron as anywhere near top of my favorite genus list, which is odd, because I think I'm just more picky with philodendron. Like the type of philodendron, I don't like all of them at all, or even close to all of them. I'm very picky. But with Hoya, like if it's just a Hoya, I'm down. It doesn't even have to be super cute. If it's a Hoya, I will love it unconditionally with my whole heart. So my list, I listed them out. So I did Hoya is my favorite genus, like all time right now. I love it so much. I have more Hoya than any other houseplant genus. Oh my gosh, and I could never get enough of them. And it's good because they really fit my style for how I like to take care of houseplants, which is not to take care of them at all. Like Natalie came over yesterday and she's like, how do you even take care of them? And I slipped into that Hulk moment, and I was like, that's my secret. I don't take care of them. But yeah, Hoya is just the best because they're so low maintenance. You water them like once a month maybe, and they just live their life. You give them sun and they turn pretty colors. Like philodendron don't do that all the time. Sometimes they do. Then I said my second favorite genus is tied for 2, which is, I ranked Calathea above Aetherium, just because Aetherium right now, I don't know why. I love the ones that I have, but I'm not actively seeking out more. Like I sold a couple of them. I think the only Aetherium I actually have are my Warwickwian, that Plumanii, and my QTQNC. And then up high, you guys can't see it, I have Aetherium clarinervium, which was also sent to me by Aroid Market. But I'm not actively seeking them out. If I was, and I could afford them, I think Aetherium would still be my favorite genus, but I tend to love things more that I can actually afford. And then Calathea I ranked above Aetherium just because I'm obsessed with Calathea right now. Don't know why. There's not a lot of species of Calathea that I do actually like, which is weird, but it is definitely tied for second place. I said my third favorite genus is Philodendron because I have so many of them and I seem to clearly like them, but I don't really feel either way about them. I feel either way about specific Philodendron, but not just like a group of them. And then Begonia I said is my fourth favorite, and Monstera I said is my fifth. So yeah, that's the video. Let me know what glass of wine you had. So yeah, let me know what your favorite houseplants were for July. You know, you can give me your whole top 8, you can give me your top 20, or you could just give me your favorite one. Also, I'd love to know what favorite genuses you guys are interested in right now, and we can talk about it in the comment section. Like sophisticated ladies. I was holding the actual glass where the wine sits, so now my wine is warm. Doesn't warm wine kind of taste like cheese? Let me know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and tweet me at PlantMeAshley. You can subscribe to my Patreon for more Plant Me Ashley content. We have a Discord, a huge community of over 110 people, and it only costs $1 to join the Discord and $5 to join the end card. So if you have any questions about that, you guys can always message me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley. I will see you guys in the next houseplant section. Stay sophisticated. I think I'm just drinking wine. Okay, so like from the wedding, I had like 20 leftover bottles of wine, like so much. So I've just been drinking it because I'm a wife, and I am technically a housewife because my job is YouTube. So housewives drink wine, right? That's like a thing. A cute, what is it called? Stereotype? I don't know. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Cheers.